Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader, where we have been in a desperate seconds count emergency for something like 4 or 5 hours now. It's time to resolve it. So let's work on that. Oh hey look, it's Adelthrad. I'm concerned. Let's let Abelard lead the approach.
The second sacrifice draws its gaze.
Traitor! Right when we needed all forces to deliver a decisive blow, you stepped aside. Do not even try to claim that my vox costs did not reach you.
Adelthrad, who is clutching the bleeding wound on his chest, gives you a hateful glare.
I sense the mark of the warp on you. An echo of the powers that are ravaging this ship. What is it? The aftermath of the terrors that you had to face? Or an admission of guilt?
Okay, I struck a deal with the warp spot. Yeah, that happened a little bit. He can sense it on us. Listen, I have a sister of battle at my side. What suspicions could you possibly have?
I cannot vouch for your actions. What transpired on the officer's deck?
Argenta, shut up. You were supposed to just stay quiet.
Let us leave this conversation for another time. Master Adelthrad, it is with great sorrow that I inform you that Lady Theodora von Valancius is dead.
I do think that's very much in character for our rogue trader as well, to go, look at this relationship I've cultivated. Isn't this proof? Relying on the sort of the power of the connection to another person to say things that it doesn't necessarily say.
What? You? This is your doing.
I think it would be a mighty impressive feat.
Master Adelthrad, no! We have remained in each other's sight ever since we broke free from Kunrad's schemes. The Lord Captain was killed by another's hand, and by the Golden Throne. I can surmise whose hand it was.
No matter what ritual Kunrad is performing there, the warp is too strong. I cannot withstand it. I feel my body changing with every second. The warp is ringing in the air. This is the end. We will perish in the warp, along with the Warrant and all the dynasty's heirs. The enemy of humanity has triumphed.
Adelthrad shudders and grabs his shoulder as you watch the sleeve of his jacket bursts open and 2 bone growths pierce through the fabric.
I've seen it before. We'd better get away from him. The changes are already accelerating.
Okay, I solve a lot of my interpersonal problems by yelling at people. So the number 1 here is certainly compelling. Or maybe we just explain the situation. It does seem like Adelthrad's probably done for, but if he has any better of an idea of how we restore communication, that could be awfully useful. No, I'm going to shout him into usefulness.
Words worthy of a righteous soul.
Save the lofty words for later, will you? The navigator's ready to take the ship out of the warp if he gets some help from the bridge.
Then we have no right to bow our heads.
Damn straight. Adelthrad stares at you and his eyes harden with cold resolve once more. I'm claiming that I did that, not Adira. You can see Kunrad Voitvir clearly in the gloom of the bridge. The broken blade he is holding is stained with dark drops that seem to have a pearlescent glimmer to them.
We are out of time.
Adelthrad bites his knuckle, desperately thinking. You see a wave ripple across the whites of Adelthrad's eyes, and they begin to turn a sickly yellow. Alright, well, I feel like feel like it's time to do this, right? It's time to have at this nerd. All right, everybody, ready your weapons. If we are to die this day, let us die with honor.
I will not die quietly alongside one who is a traitor to her blood. If my last service to the Imperium is to rip out the throat of an enemy of humanity, then such is the God Emperor's will.
Okay.
Accursed traitor! A time will come when you will bleed for her ladyship Theodora's murder. Remember my words, for they are the vow of he who marches toward his death.
What? Theodora is dead? No, that can't be. Not now. I still haven't.
Your ritual won't be finished, heretic!
Oh, good.
Your doom has been foretold.
Yeah, you are not supposed to walk into the circle. Even I know that. Come on. All right. What are we gonna... So we have here a chaos spawn. No deflection. Pretty solid armor. Decent dodge. Lots of move. All right. This creature's armor depends on the amount of its wounds. If it has... So if we drop it below 70%, it'll lose some of its armor, and then more at 40%. It always suffers bonus damage from toxic and fire sources. And it's got some scary razor claws, the ability to create a 3x3 toxic zone on a 3-round cooldown. So I guess on counterintuitively to our abilities, we're going to have to try to spread out a little bit here. Okay. Seems bad. That said, Idira and Samhain start next to each other on the initiative, so we two can at least start close to each other. These heretic cutthroats have long arms. They're probably a little bit better with their guns than most of the enemies we've faced so far. Let's... I'm trying to think, like, we probably want Idira to stay pretty far back. The same is also true-ish for Samhain. The sister and Abelard obviously can move up a little bit more, although the sister's not like super great at close range combat. Oh, there are more rifle guys down the stairs too. I didn't even realize. Okay, that's pretty not ideal. Let's put you behind high cover. Abelard doesn't actually get a turn until after the chaos spawn is gone. So maybe he's in cover. I don't love that because obviously I want to spread people out enough that we're not vulnerable to being in the same area for the 3x3 attack, but I don't know how much there is that I can actually do about it. Yeah, the plan might just be to run forward with these two as quickly as we can. But if everybody wants to be in a position where they can actually attack, there's only so much we can do, right? Alright, so an icon next to an enemy's portrait indicates... I feel like we saw this already. I know what's up with my enemies. So... how many... It looks like... Okay, no matter what I do, I'm only going to be able to catch 2 of the little guys in a cone. And the odds of hitting them are not spectacular. So I am definitely considering what I want to do with these other abilities first. I think we're going to go ahead and use You Serve Me on Abelard. I'm also definitely going to hit him with the Voice of Command. He's going to need the help. Although I think he's probably not that likely to be the person who gets hit first here, unless I also tag him with Bring It Down right now. Oh, actually, I can't. Bring It Down has a range of 1 less than I would need. Shoot. Well... yeah, the odds of hitting the guys in the back are way too low with this. I also don't want to step out into the open. So I guess I'm just taking a single shot and we're not using that ability this turn. Let's just pick one and try to splat him. Okay. I mean, I hit him. Right dead center of the damage range, too. Okay, Idira. I probably don't need to have hit him.
That is not my destiny.
Really? You can't see that guy? That seems crazy to me. Like you definitely can, though. I can see that you can. Let's definitely forewarning on Abelard, which means he's also getting the effect of the talent we chose last time. So then, is she actually going to be able to... No. She is not, in fact, going to be able to perform her attacks here, despite the fact that she she can for sure lean her head around. You know, she can see over this cover. Well, that's annoying. If I put her here... Okay, I can at least fire down at the at this guy, clean up one cutthroat. So I guess I will.
Not the scryer's job.
Wait, really? Is that not... Am I misunderstanding? Okay, I can get him from here.
What is this foreboding?
And I'm not in cover, but I am like cleanly out of line of sight of the other people here. And that will have to do. Do you, from here, have enough line of sight to... No. I can get that guy with it. We may as well use the ability, right? Yeah, I didn't realize she wasn't going to be able to peek over the cover that she's next to. That's on me. Ow. I'm not allowed to just shoot at my main character. What are you doing? So, if we go for the burst... Oh, hold on. Sorry, switch back to my big gun. Go for the burst here. Okay, odds of a hit. Not super great odds of a double kill. But I probably don't want to move forward at this moment.
I'll do it.
Yeah. Alright, I mean, we picked up one. Can't be that upset. And then here comes the Chaos Spawn. Alright. The Scream has rent us. So... that's advice and guidance. It doesn't actually look like we picked up a debuff from that. We are not at the bottom of the combat log here. So toughness group resistance test required. I guess only Samhain caught the bleed, looks like. Well, it's unfortunate for her. Am I wading out into melee combat against this chaos spawn? The warp ghosts are a really nice touch. Part of me for sure wants to try to sprint further than that. Pardon me. A 6-cell line. Because I could definitely move my full movement here and then go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, like I just barely have range, I think, to execute a charge. One, two. Huh. Says target's too far. So if I don't, in fact, just barely have range to execute a charge, then I guess my options are somewhat limited. I can, of course, just charge this thing, and I think that is what I will do.
A tactically sound approach.
Endure. I forgot that if you leave the hologram in place, the run-up works like that. And then I'm just going to slap this thing to let it know that I mean business. I'm not allowed to charge it. And we're yeah, I didn't really want to stand right here because now Samhain is not in range for brace. But I better brace, right? Okay, 0 damage. I mean, I don't even know what that guy's shooting at. Someone is bleeding badly. So, for this ability, if I wanted to voice of command Argenta, we'd need to move over to her. Voice of commanding Abelard just doesn't feel all that meaningful. But like, Argenta could maybe put down one of the ranged attackers who's still standing or something. If I ran all the way over to here, I'd be able to throw Brigand down on Idira, who could then close and try to do something. I worry about how much I'm gathering the party in one place. But yeah, I'm worried for a lot of reasons, honestly.
Nothing I can't do.
Alright, let's run over here, hit you with the voice of command. Then
Not a problem for me.
tell you to bring it down. Okay, here we go. Momentum. To use the unique abilities called Heroic Acts or Desperate Measures, momentum is required. Depending on the actions of your party in combat, momentum will increase or decrease. High momentum allows a character to use a heroic act. Both low value allows you to use desperate measures. Both abilities can completely change the course of a battle. Okay, so yeah, now we're... I see. These things that we learned last time are the heroic acts. And that's why they seem so incredibly powerful. So it feels like this must be used on the spawn, right? But how? Okay, it's just an attack. So it means like a staff attack. I can't do it right now. can I perform a psychic shriek on you? Yes.
Will do.
I think that was a worthwhile expenditure of that turn. And then I'm also going to shoot you with my crappy gun. It might do 1 damage. It did. Hooray. Alright, I don't know if there's any way to deal with the bleed. Any source of healing. Okay. Well, I know who has the med kit, unfortunately. Ah, I don't quite have the movement necessary to get adjacent to this guy to smack him with my staff. We do have a las pistol. Am I allowed to use this ability with a las pistol? Yes. It's a guaranteed hit. The question is, how do I want to move before I do it? Because I probably don't want to be over here forever. But I also don't want to obviously run into the open and make myself vulnerable to ranged fire. So I guess I am just going to hang out right where I am. I'm going to analyze this nerd. And then expose weakness to blow up his stats a little bit. Then dismantling attack.
If only you knew what awaits. I have wrought your downfall.
Yeah, not bad. And then switch back to her other gear set. And the lightning arc won't bounce at all. Veil degradation's getting high. And these are both abilities that will fuck up the veil. So maybe I don't actually do that. Maybe we just end the turn actually. Veil degradation increases by 1 for each use of a minor power, 3 for each use of a major power, and decreases by 1 each round. So if I do throw up a minor attack, well, we're at 15 exactly. It's pretty decent odds that something bad happens. I think I'm just going to pass. The important thing was we got the effect on him, right?
Out of my way!
Okay. Yeah, I think I would rather have her be over here at this point. Although it doesn't help her so much with the targets. She does have the ability to see this guy at least. Is there a way for me to angle a cone that doesn't include Abelard? Not really. I mean, I think I gotta sink this guy, right?
Faith without...
Yeah, I think that was very valuable. Now that that has happened, we have Revel in Slaughter available. Until the end of combat, the soldier gains these bonuses. So there's no reason not to fire this immediately.
I'll do it.
Okay. I could still tap Run and Gun and drill one in the Chaos Spawn real fast. I may as well Furious Recital. I don't think we're going to get her in a position where there are that many enemies that close to her. And this guy's probably pretty easy to hit with the weapon, with the Revel in Slaughter bonus up and everything. I think it's reasonable to just tack on the extra shot. Okay, well, I missed, but I still think it was right to do it. Alright, how bad does this look? Okay, does the AoE attack
duty go hand in hand.
even when he can't hit multiple people with it.
I will do my duty.
Do you think endure is probably the move? And then, so he did, like... Yeah, he did do the AoE attack. There's not a compelling reason for me to move, right? Like, I don't have a debuff from it or anything. So I kind of just stand here and swing, I think.
Victory is imminent.
Oh! Alright, it devoured that other heretic, and then
Brace yourself, Abelard.
rent us, and then rent Abelard in particular, quite badly. And back to full health you go. Okay, so I mean, it's a good idea to get rid of the other heretics as quickly as we can. I think we've done a pretty fine job of it. One remains, and I can't really go after him right now. So... Someone desperately needs healing. I can't give you voice of command this round.
Suits my purposes.
Doesn't look like I'm going to have much of a shot on this dude from anywhere. Yeah, unfortunately. Can I... Okay, so the Melta is applied to the ground as a weirdly shaped template no matter where I aim it. I probably can't hit them both with it. But this guy is weak against fire, right? So we should probably take advantage.
Nothing I can't do.
I gotta remember I have that kind of stuff. Alright, we're down to only 14 degradation? No, 16. Because this guy's out here doing stuff and wrecking up the world. That means there's not really a comfortable way for Adira to get around to the remaining heretics. I do kind of think running into the open is no longer all that crazy.
There is movement in the Empyrean.
We shall analyze this enemy, and then shall expose his weakness. None of that stuff is magical. That's all operative stuff.
Chaos guides me.
This guy's trying to take a position up where he won't get eaten. It's a shame I don't have the ability with these burst fire weapons to just like drill a particular target with bullets as much as possible. But yeah, at this point, I think you have to run back over here. I know I have you moving back and forth an awful lot. And we're moving through the pain zone, but first aid kit or emergency, sort of the place we were in there. Okay, I can't even kind of hit the people down the hill, so I may as well just take the simplest version of the shot. Make a number of attacks equal to your weapon's fire rate. So we do have the momentum, which is a party level resource though, right? Once per round for the entire party, once per battle for each character. First attack against each new enemy automatically scores a critical hit. The soldier immediately reloads their current weapon. And it feels like we want to maybe wait until next turn. We gotta step out of the toxic spurt. Abelard sadly kind of can't go anywhere. He can heal himself.
Field medicine at its finest.
Allowed to apply the medicine while standing in front of the enemy, which I appreciate.
It will be done.
And then we can restore all of his stuff and just have him go strike happy, right? Restores all his AP, and then he's allowed to attack as many times as he wants. So we just let him hit 4 times in a row.
We'll rule the stars themselves. I'm not interested. An exemplary strike.
Ah, please stop screaming.
Just a minor setback.
Okay, so that other guy's gotta die. It's actually very important. Would you have the ability? No. We can't actually charge that guy no matter what. Letting the Chaos Spawn eat him, though, seems somewhat counterproductive.
I will do like you. Gray hair, sure hair.
Alright, if we disengage, first of all, obviously we are tempting the attack of opportunity. And secondly, I am not, using my AP for maximum offense. But I really don't want that thing to survive, I don't want this guy to go down as a sacrifice. It's very difficult to imagine how we're going to reach him. He's in a position where he's like basically impossible to attack. You know what?
It will be done.
I'm just gonna stay on it. Stay on the plan. Abelard, you're tough as hell. You'll be fine. Alright, we gotta be somewhere else.
Shall not fear.
Bonus stats for Abelard.
All too easy.
And then, you know what Abelard does. This is not going to stack. This is until the warrior's next turn, so I think I ended the duration of the effect that was currently on him, maybe?
Victory is
So I guess we will refresh it, and this will... Okay, that'll provoke another scream. It did not provoke...
I need to do
Oh god.
myself.
It did not provoke the heal. Alright, once a character has suffered a certain number of injuries, these injuries are replaced with a trauma. Make use of medikits in time to treat injuries to avoid characters suffering traumas. Removing traumas is a more difficult task, which can only be healed by resting on the ship or in certain other places suitable for rest. I assume we're going to get to rest on the ship after we finish the job here, right? Alright, so you get melted. And that's my big brilliant turn. I'm in terrible shape. Adira has also begun to bleed. And is closing to melee, despite the fact that that seems like a crazy thing to do. Because I don't... I guess we could just shoot at you with the pistol. Yeah, here's some exploits. Oh, I haven't been throwing forewarning up. on my allies. Right, I gotta remember that we do that because it now increases their offensive stats. And this has an effective range of... Isn't the range supposed to be indicated here somewhere? Like, I don't want to step back too far and lose accuracy, but I do want to... I guess it doesn't make sense to stand back very far.
They who discern the future own the battle.
Okay, pretty good. Pretty good laser strikes.
Death to non-believers!
Careful, buddy.
Cleanses the body.
You're sticking your head out, you are likely to get it removed. Alright, from here, are you still allowed to shoot? You are? Okay. You can look over the thing. We will
Blessed be the
hit
hand of the
Argenta with the last hit of our heal. And then I could try to bring that guy down. No, it says 0%. I could fire in such a way that I have a 3% chance to hit him. I think I'm just going to focus on the Chaos Spawn. If I run and gun, next attack costs 1 AP less.
For the weak.
Yeah, if I run and gun, I do get to fire again.
I'll do it.
The takedown is very incremental. Okay, it did get the last Devour.
I hope to meet the same end.
Oh, Jesus.
Blessed are those who sacrifice for the Imperium.
A character has lost consciousness. They can no longer participate in combat, nor can they be resuscitated. They will regain consciousness after the battle and receive a trauma, which can be healed by resting on the ship. Yeah. And so now it's Argenta versus 96 HP. It is a shame this thing is not suffering any negative effects of Veil degradation, but it is itself a thing of the warp, right? So... my other weapon is certainly not any better.
As the Emperor commands, act.
I kind of just don't have another play here. Like,
From the cold embrace
I think that
our Emperor deliver
we need to not let it get to eat any of its allies. We need to remove them each individually, and that seems like a very challenging task given the way they're able to sort of like just stand out of line of sight of anywhere that we can get to. We're going to have to probably have the team more or less rush forward into the bottleneck area in order to take down many of these guys, and that really sucks. So that being the case, let me think about the stuff we did last time and how I want to do it differently. We probably want to arrange a chain lightning as quickly as possible. But sadly, we can't do a chain lightning from the position we're in, even though that makes no sense. Because she can't see over the thing next to her to aim, right? I'm kind of thinking of running like back to here. Leaves me more in the open than I would like, but I don't love where this... Like, I should have set up differently. For sure. For sure I should have set up differently. Although it's good to remember that I have the Melta this time, the whole battle. Unfortunately, people are standing in a way that they're like spaced out so that I really can't hit much of anything with it. aside from the chaos spawn, which I don't know that we want to be focusing on. I do still feel like the servant probably still goes on Abelard. And then I have to move if I want to bring it down onto anybody else. And I think I do. I think I want to go. All right, I'm gonna run all the way to here. I'm going to voice of command into bring it down.
Suits my purposes.
On Argenta to give Argenta the AP necessary to launch a reasonable volley here. Oh, wrong gun. I was like, why is that dealing so little damage? This gun does not have the same width of strike. Let's go ahead and do this, and then I can't run and gun just yet.
Faith without deed, none can escape the Emperor's judgment.
I'm not the enemy.
Oh. I couldn't even tell that she was in the cone because the way I had the camera focused. That's not good. That's not a good way for that to go. We're actually very close to enabling our first ability here, so let's go ahead and do that. Do we want to take it with you? Yeah, because she's got a position from which she can shoot the rest of these enemies, right?
Doubt is for the weak.
We can drop a number of heretics right now.
I'll do it.
And I think that's going to be very helpful overall.
As the Emperor commands, eradicated.
I should definitely screwed up there. Well, I guess I don't have any AP, so I can't revel in slaughter anyway. But I was going to say I should have reveled in slaughter after that second shot. And then I certainly can't hit you. All right. You get the last one.
That is not the Emperor's will.
All right, that was a pretty good middle of Samhain's turn.
Not a problem for me.
Wow, 6 damage, really? Is that like a partial resist, or? Nope, just armor, you know? Alright, well, here is where we are just going to be standing for a while. Alright, so now it's much more significant that Idira has the opportunity to step out and kill this guy, right? We do need to push momentum so that we can get Idira's debuff shot off against the Chaos Spawn as early as possible. You're considered not to be within my line of sight from here. I wish it would show me like when they were in my line of sight from different, like without me having to click, you know? Like from here, that guy is hittable. From here, are you? Yes. We could do a pretty good job, but we really do got to take out these other guys first. Alright, so just like last time, plan's going to be go to the wall, shout this guy's head clean off his body. If I throw up the analyze first... Oh, I need to forewarning you, probably.
Was that you?
give you the ability to parry at least a little bit.
Anything else?
Let's do this against this guy to try to make sure we get the job done. So that's a guaranteed kill. As is that.
But of
Okay,
course.
whatever.
Farewell.
Alright, that leaves only one enemy left for us to pick off, and he's run to a position from which the Chaos Spawn, we know, can't actually kill him anyway, which is very helpful.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
We are for sure going to revel in slaughter a little bit, and then... Just going to do little bits of damage here while I position her to potentially go hunt that thing if we need to. I think I'm not going to run and gun this turn.
Brace yourself, Abelard.
Okay, so Abelard caught the bleed, as did Argenta. Well, he certainly has the HP kit, the health kit to fix it himself.
Indeed.
Let's brace for impact.
It will
Let's
be done.
endure. Can I charge from here to him? I sure can.
I will do my duty.
Okay, we're not going to spend our heroic act with him because we know who we want to use it with. So someone can't run very fast. But this might be... Is this a good time to try to run? Well, you know what? It's probably a good time to try to give Adira a free turn. So I don't think I'm going to Voice of Command Adira. Let's go ahead and Voice of Command you. Let's get you your stats and your temp HP because you're going to need both of those things. And then
Suits my purposes.
6 damage again. Damn. Oh, right. I'm sorry. I was supposed to do this first. Because obviously.
On it.
Maybe I should have done that afterward. Oh, right. Oh, well, yeah, the attack doesn't cost AP. Yeah, let's just expose weakness now, I guess. I was thinking I could take the free shot and then expose weakness afterward
None will stand against
to
me.
leave the
Even tortures a fight like this.
leave the effect up on the others. And I definitely should have done that before taking Samhain's attacks for the turn. Alright, so you gotta get to a position where you can get healed. Boy, I really can't. I cannot run very effectively. Yeah, I have some very serious concerns here. So we're at 15 Veil Degradation already.
Anything else?
Put an extra stack of Analyze up, but our exploit effect is already active, so I guess I don't do that. And then you've gotten the forewarning bonus. You should probably get it next. And I'm gonna not cast a spell because I'm afraid. Okay, so she's got to heal. Either she's got to heal Adira or Abelard's got to do it. I know which one of those things I consider more likely to work.
God Emperor, move through me. Be the fire in my heart. Be strong. Greater trials lie ahead.
I owe you one.
All right, and then I still can't quite see this guy. If we can get around to Adira's turn again, I think Adira can make it to like over here, and maybe see him. I don't want to give the Chaos Spawn the heal, obviously, but I do want to keep damaging it. Yeah, I'm just gonna
This is why I was
shoot it and then run and gun and then shoot it again. Unless I can find a spot where I have a shot against this nerd. It is helpful. Once you click, it does show you a little like line to the things you have ranged access to from that location, which is nice. Yeah, I don't see a way of getting to him.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone.
All right, the rending scream was going to happen no matter what. Abelard's doing excellent work. And gross. Easy to move out of, though. So, for sure hit Endure. The question is, do we want to try to move Abelard around to threaten this guy? Also, I do wish the game were a little clearer about like status effects. Like if this tile has the goop in it, it should, when I mouse over it at the very least, it should say so, but it should also be like a lot more visually clear without me having to do that. My movement is so limited anyway. I think maybe I just have to accept that like Abelard is not the one to go for this. Abelard is doing the best things he can be doing right now.
It will be done.
And yeah, I mean, that's pretty real, right?
Curse you, you miscreant!
Alright, Samhain can't make it all the way out. This is definitely a turn where we're using our abilities on Abelard. I'm going to start trying to make it around the side here.
Emperor, protect the fallen.
Wait, why would it plot me that movement path instead of... Oh, because you can't do the diagonal move from here to there because of the cover. I see. I thought the fact that it was giving me that move when what looked like a different perfectly safe move was available meant that that move must also be safe. But apparently not. God, I wish I could like mouse over a guy and hold a modifier and get a drawing on the ground of like from what positions can I be seen. So this guy's controlling the entire space and cannot be moved past, or he will trivially kill us. That's a huge problem, especially since the person with the Melta went down. attack deals like 11% more damage. Plus the stuff on the target. I mean, I hate to just move into getting killed range, but we gotta hit it, right? Cash in all my stuff, or I can cash in expose weakness for everybody else.
Was it you? Or...
Now, one thing I don't know is whether this game has an equivalent to, you know, like the 5-foot step. Could I park myself at the corner of his movement ability and then move out safely later, even if I have to do so slowly, or... Hard to say. I think everybody's got the forewarning buff. Or at least the thing I leave behind with the forewarning buff, which is what was the name of that? Yeah, advice and guidance. Oh, you know what? I was not reading this right. It's the first time... so the phrasing, the first time in combat that an ally becomes the target of a psychic power, they mean the first time in combat that any ally becomes the target, this happens, and it just happens the once. As opposed to the first time in combat that each ally becomes the target of the power. It's a little ambiguous as to whether they meant each or any, and unfortunately I thought it was the other one. I guess I'm gonna try to withdraw to here. Like, there's got to be a way to get vision on him. He's so far away. 10 cell radius, 12 cell radius. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, not even close. Cannot hit him from over here. Nor anywhere else, it would seem.
I know what is to come.
I guess just get back to cover. It's really annoying, but I think it's right. Just get back to cover.
That is not my destiny.
And maybe don't do anything to piss off the warp gods any further. At least if that guy stays back there, it seems like he's not able to get eaten. And that bodes well for us.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Oh, come on. We cannot be missing stuff right now.
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
Okay. Still dancing, still weaving.
Oh, my ears are ringing.
Am I allowed to just... No. I cannot, I cannot throw down a med kit on my downed officer.
At your beck and call.
Let's keep the endure flowing, and... This doesn't actually do any extra damage or anything, no. Ah! 70 HP.
Will do.
And she's just gonna keep debuffing. So forewarning is a spell. The veil is slowly knitting itself back together. I probably shouldn't push it. Just give this thing its debuffs and
I'm enraged.
let the people do the damage.
I'll do it. Doubt is for the weak.
So running gun makes that free. I'm gonna
Injuries will not slow me.
go ahead and heal myself and then take
As
the other shot
Emperor
here.
commands, I act.
Maybe I healed myself right before the next rending scream, but yeah.
Brace yourself, Avalon.
But I gotta watch my health, right? I can't let it get too bad.
I've suffered worse.
Speaking of which,
Careful now. Victory is imminent.
definitely throw back up our dodge buff, and then
I will do my duty. An exemplary strike.
nice, 15. So that's got it down to 42. We're getting there. It is for sure a bit of a slog. Unfortunately, that means this thing casts a spell, which fucks the warp up even further.
On it.
But as long as I don't move Abelard, I'm fairly confident that the enemy down there will just keep taking pot shots at him in a way that keeps him pretty safe from the chaos spawn.
Do it.
Oh, you know what?
Without deeds is worthless.
Seems like a fine time for a reload. Oh, that's pretty not great.
At your beck and call.
I really wish Abelard had more options here than just stand and swing. Okay, 25 HP. It's almost down. You don't have any medical abilities, and I can't quite see where the edge of the filth effect is. I might be safe here.
Anything is.
I could afford to step even further back, you know? Abelard is, like, really terrifyingly good at surviving.
Doubt is for the weak.
Alright, with a run and gun, if this single shot hits...
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Alright, there's a chance Abelard will be able to finish it off on his turn. Provided nothing terrible happens during the Chaos Spawn's turn. Okay, buddy. If you were ever going to roll a crit...
At your beck and call. Reduce to dust.
There it is. Alright, sadly, Abelard must now pass the turn. Adira... Maybe don't do anything.
No can do.
Yeah, you know what? Just chill out over here, away from all the effects.
My faith shields me.
Where do I have... The answer, where do I have line of sight to, appears to be nowhere. Yeah, sure enough. Alright, I'm gonna... I guess just run her all the way out. We'll certainly be able to close to a combat position next turn.
I refuse.
I can just sort of hose the area down with bullets, but we're not going to hit anything. Alright, Abelard is for sure
Do my duty.
gonna run up and hit the button, and then I don't think we have a charge from here.
I'd rather not.
Nope. How about a gunshot?
Someone else can do this.
Also no. Adira, you're good. Oh, I have sad news for you, friend. That was your last try.
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury.
Okay. A mess, to be sure. Alright. Samhain has a crippled arm and head trauma. We'll heal all this stuff up post-combat. I swear. Okay, so rank available. We get a characteristic bonus and a common talent bonus on this level. I kind of think, we've been leading into our fellowship. Seems good. And then, as far as the common talents go, camaraderie was definitely a compelling one before we raised our fellowship again. Distributing bonus movement to everybody. I think this last combat definitely showed me how valuable it is, like how little we are able to move by default. I think that might be the way to go. Yeah, let's pick up Helping Hand. The mobility seems really useful, actually. I do like a bunch of these noble ones as well, but no, we're gonna take this. Okay, you talent and characteristic. The warrior, your weapon skill is 40 right now. And he mostly seems to be hitting. But I guess, there's nothing wrong with continuing to scale that up. And then, as for the talent, like, maybe we're looking at Epicenter of Slaughter, honestly. I do like the healing. Or not, the effective healing. The gaining of wounds, in any case. Allies affected by brace for impact gain cover penetration. If we were to get into some like nasty cover versus cover, like fairer gun battles, I could definitely see this being considerable. But also, there's a lot of other stuff. Ramming speed's compelling. We wouldn't have gotten a lot of use out of open engagement there. That's for damn sure. Defensive stance is you gaining armor if you haven't been attacked this turn, or if you haven't attacked this turn. Epicenter of Slaughter. It does kind of feel like Epicenter of Slaughter. Contempt is also very... it is kind of compelling. Probably doesn't make any sense to pick up a weapon thing. Yeah, sorry I'm being so indecisive here. I just want to make sure that I am getting this sensible at the least. So, bonus damage against enemies who have no allies in adjacent cells versus a higher amount of bonus damage when enemies have attacked you. Yeah, in a situation like the one we saw there, obviously contempt would have been quite significant. Okay. So you're going to gain... intelligence. Some of your stuff scales with intelligence. Perception is still used as the base value for like determining projectile attacks, right? Which, there's spell like weapons, spell-like combat attacks, do you still benefit from? And generally, good perception is. Generally, good perception is good. Yeah, but you're like trying to be a spellcaster and everything. That's fine. So there's a couple of compelling ones here, of course. Unnatural luck seems so important since we learned how the the critical hit system actually works. So maybe it is one of these. Maybe it's one of these improvements. Or maybe it's something that doesn't have to do with spells. I know that's going to sound crazy, but I think we don't currently have a force weapon. It would be neat to get a force weapon. I think I'm going to take Obscured Threat. Honestly, like, it is so easy to attack somebody from behind cover. Just peeling off their resistances like that seems very significant. At least potentially. And then you are also going to take Ballistic Skill. And Camaraderie would have been easy to take advantage of in our position last time if I wasn't trying to stand far apart on purpose to avoid the spit. Need to do that. Rapid reload doesn't seem so important. I'm sure I'll run into a situation where I regret saying those words, but it doesn't seem like it's a hard thing to just kind of get around if you need to get around it. Which means that I kind of don't know what I want. Like, Second Skin is broadly pretty useful. Whenever the soldier successfully dodges or uses cover, they gain a guaranteed critical hit against that enemy. Yeah, the fact that it works off of successfully employing cover, I think, does make that a winner. Okay, so bad news, y'all. We won the fight, but due to the overwhelming carnage and also the fact that I had to play the fight twice because I did it badly the first time, we're kind of extremely out of time. So that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. We have basically effectively taken back control of the ship, I think. How much more could there possibly be? Come back next time to find out. And we'll see you then.